Hey guys, how you doing today? Welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Sales Challenge. We've been doing this for a few days now. Our target is 21 days, and today we want to look at the concept called sales funnel. And particularly when you're doing high ticket sales funnels, basically is one of the most effective strategy for selling anywhere in the world, right? Leveraging on the sales funnel. And basically, what it says is that you must see sales like a funnel, typically wider at the top and then gets narrow towards the base. And there are a few elements of a funnel. One is called ethical bribe, lead generation. It's the same word, ethical bribe or lead magnets, are both the same thing. And basically that's the widest part of it. It's saying give something for free, give something for free. Unfortunately for me, I'm here at Harvard and my professor is saying no, don't do that. And it's teaching me a whole lot about some of the models I've used over the years in selling, and it's helping me to also understand some of the challenges I've faced, right? So for example, I sell real estate is not for the poor. It's premium. If you're not rich, you can't afford real estate in most parts of the world, and it's more difficult in Africa because we don't have mortgage. But some have been able to attract millions of followers who cannot even afford what I sell. And I've been able to manage them over time, offer a lot of free stuff. But, it's getting to a point where I'm learning to see how indirectly I've attracted sometimes the wrong customer. Okay, so you've attracted these people who can afford what you sell, they love your lifestyle, they admire you, but there's some resentment there. And so how do you then do sales funnel for high ticket? Okay, how do you do that? One of the things my professor talked about that I want to share here was how if you're going to give something for free, that it should be because you're able to get data. There must be something you're getting if you're going to do that, right? So if you're doing sales funnel and you want to use this method, first of all, my first rule would be sure that you've targeted your sales funnel in such a way that it will attract those who can afford it. If you're selling premium, don't forget that premium is for high net worth. And you want to figure out a way that you have something special for high net worth. Now, if you get this correctly, let me just ask that question. So what can you give that a rich person will be interested in participating, and in exchange they give you their phone number and their email, or both? Because anytime you're doing sales funnel, your goal is to eventually capture the customer's phone number or email, or both, right? And sometimes you even want to capture a few more information. So the question is, what can you offer? Okay, what can you offer? And what I've learned over the years, and from some of what I'm analyzing with my professor here at Harvard, is that you want to do a survey. And you want that survey to include the fact that you're also going to give them the result of the survey. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you ask yourself, who are my target market? Who are those who can afford what I sell? So I can do a survey for car owners. I could do a survey because those who kind of own cars, those who buy cars, are sometimes the direct competitors of those who sell houses. Because if somebody doesn't buy a car from you, what else will they buy? You see? Another is nightclub. Those who go to nightclubs, they go to this nightclub, they spend so much money buying drinks, and I didn't understand this whole nightclub market until my OPM course at Harvard. Now, my living room, so this is my living room. Okay, so this is like the living area, and each of us have one room to each other. And we're 8 of us here. That's how we've been paired. So, one way or the other, I have to deal with this 7 other people with me. And to my surprise, almost every day, my living room, we're going out. And not just going out, we have a Japanese amongst us. He loves to drink. Oh, Lord of mercy. And everything, they go out to drink, and a few times I'm able to join them, but I can't keep up with every day. I'm not just that kind of person. But it taught me a big lesson to how somehow the nightclubs, the party thing has a lot of high net worth people there. Because you could be thinking, oh, no, I'm not sure I have that right kind of people. So again, what kind of survey can you put together for such people? So doing a survey that will give a report that will attract, another is business owners, founders of businesses. And you could put a cap to it to kind of use that to know, okay, how big is your business? How many employees do you have? But you want to leverage a survey. It's a powerful tool that can be used to create what we call lead magnet, what we call ethical bribe. It's a powerful tool. Right? I hope we're getting value from this. Another thing you want to do is also sponsoring events, and at that kind of event, you then offer something for free. I'm an author, so it's easier for me, right? So I could be at a CEO event, and I look for a book that helps CEOs, right? 2, 3 marketing, finance, and so on and so forth, and then offer it for free, because I'm offering for free, doing scaling business integrity. Most of the CEOs want to get it, and I give them a QR code. They scan, they get the free book. I get their contact. I'm able to follow up and say they can do business with me. So you start from there, and that's why where you appear critical, you want to sponsor golf call events, but either way, don't forget the goal of the first phase of a sales funnel, which is capture the leads. Then the second phase is called tripwire. Okay, you can type it, tripwire. Tripwire now at this point is, what can I offer them that they can pay me for, right? That is not too expensive. So the scientific research has shown that the mindset of a free customer versus a paid customer is a long distance. So if you look here, I don't know that you can see the bridge. Okay, so it's believed that the mindset between a free customer, the journey mentally they need to go is like from that bridge to where I am here. That's the journey the customer needs to take. So it's a long one, and so that they got the free book or free whatever or survey and all that does not mean they automatically will wake up one day and want to do business with you. So you want to make sure the first transaction that will happen will be something small, something easy, something they can throw away, something they're not even going to think about it, and we'll call that tripwire. Sometimes you even make a loss on that thing just to get their attention, just to get them to do it, and you must be thoughtful. Sometimes it could be a complimentary thing, sometimes it could be a partnership thing, where you look at what they really like and you're giving it, getting some discount, they pay a little token for it, and then they're able to have it, so you want to really work on this. Sometimes it's even for their children. Sometimes you can give some a tripwire for their kids, but look for something they're not going to think too much about. They're just paying something small, but very, very strategic, and they're making good money from that. So, I'm sorry, I'm not saying they're making good money. They're getting a good deal, even if you are losing. So that's the concept here. They're getting a good deal, even if you are losing. And that's how this works. Good deal for them, you may lose, but as long as it's a good deal, they are happy. And that's the whole idea here. But not too expensive. So I give an example. Let's assume you sell cars and your typical average car goes for $30,000. What can you offer your potential customer that is as low as $100 or below? That's what we're talking about here. As low as $100 or below. So it's too good a deal, and it just gets them to try it. And then after that, you move to the third level, which is called the main offer. And this is now exactly what you sell. So you're selling real estate in our case now. At this point now, straight boom, real estate. So sometimes people don't understand why I do a lot of conferences and meetings and all that. Of course, I'm getting to realize that doing it free was a big mistake, and I'm just not going to do it again, because it then attract the wrong customers to me, right? So I'm not doing free conferences anymore. I learned my lesson very hard while learning. But for me in real estate, part of what I do is conferences, and if people pay for the conference, right, no matter how small, it can be a tripwire for the main thing that I sell. So the concept of always doing free trainings, free conferences is dangerous sometimes, except if the free conference is a tripwire. But I'm changing my model to, well, I'm willing to speak at conferences as long as the right audience are there, except if it's church. If it's a church, I'm not too much about money once it's religion is involved. But once it's non-church, the question for me is, do I have the right customers in the room? I don't even mind sponsoring the event as long as it guarantees I have the right customer in the room. And at that case, I'm willing to speak for free, because I charge to speak. I charge $20,000. I'm thinking of increasing it as well, to speak. But I'm willing to speak without charging my professional fees if the right people are in the room. But the new model for me is now, hey, when I do seminars, it has to be paid. Okay, and the more I charge, the higher the chance that the right person that then needs to buy property will be in the room. I'll give you an example. I did a conference once, right? And I made a loss on the conference. And that's what people don't know. Most of my conferences, even when I charge, I still make a loss. So this was a conference, and let's put it in dollars, right? This was a conference that cost about $150,000 to put together. And the ticket sales we realized was less than $50,000. So a loss of over $100,000. And then, but here's the good news. One of the participants eventually now bought a property of almost $1 million. Straight up. Of course, there are more that down the line did business, but you look at it from that angle of, okay, not bad. I may be making, losses, remember, using the conference as the tripwire, and then my main offer is them buying properties. They are making a bit more, there. So then you have what we call upsell and downsell. So if you offer them the main product, they don't buy, then you look for something cheaper than the main product. But if you offer them the main product they bought, then you upsell them, you look for something more they can buy. Sometimes the next thing they can buy is not more expensive. It could be complementary, but you're just trying to maximize that customer to see other areas that they can do business with you. I hope you got right this sales funnel, and particularly how it works with high ticket products. Okay. I love you all, and remember to share this video, share your testimony, to share how this is helping your business, how you're learning from this, how this is critical for you. I need your testimony. It's very important. I really would appreciate everyone who's doing that, and tag me. And you have no idea how much it costs to continue to do all these free trainings. Even if it's GTEx doing it, I'm already telling them, hey, we need to start charging people, right? Sometimes quantity is quality and all that. So you're getting this for free, so share and put it out there. Love you all. I'm Stephen Akintayo. Bye-bye.